So this is an oatmeal cranberry cookie that is part of a container that was gifted to Mom by one of her students today. This is some pretty good soup. I went to Wegmans today around somewhere between 4 to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. was around the time I was getting home, by which point it was significantly darker out than it was at around 4 p.m. I brought whatever was left over in the white plastic garbage bag from the other day, plus whatever container deposits I found lying around within the garage. The black plastic garbage bag looked like it would have way too many containers for what I was hoping would be a pretty casual day. If I recall, I went to bed. I ended up falling asleep around 9 to 9:30 in the morning. And I woke up at around 3:30 p.m. I recall working on a new styrofoam project during the first hours of today. That was primarily working on coloring in the face after drawing it. This included my attempt at a cowboy hat, but I ended up making it kind of too flat for it to be considered a proper cowboy hat. And now I'm not sure what kind of hat it can be called at this point. I decided to go with some kind of jacket for the styrofoam drawing. Some kind of belt before. I ended up taking a break and then fallen asleep. And by the time I woke back up, it was pretty much time for me to return container deposits like I usually do. On days I'm with Mom. Excuse me. And when I got at the return machines, there were all of the plastic and aluminum stations were taken over by people who had enough deposits that at least a large full garbage bag's worth of deposits. They were carrying them in shopping carts, the large shopping carts that Wegmans offers. A kind of woman let me go in between she making her returns because I didn't have that many returns myself. I told my dad in a phone call on the way there that I had 20 to 30 containers. That ended up being either way, whether you're looking at ones that had deposits or just containers themselves. How many containers they had versus, or how many ended up having a deposit on them. I ended up getting a $1 bill instead of presumably 3/4 and 2 dimes at the customer service area. Because that leftover glass kombucha container from the GTS brand ended up having a deposit on it. At some point towards the end of today, I eventually ended up using a third-party website called AHA Music to identify an audio track that was used by the popular channel Brightside at one point for their If 100 People Lived on the Earth. Basically, it's supposed to be some kind of way of identifying to make it easier to understand the demographics of the entire world's population of 7.5 billion, I think, at this point. Maybe it's closer to 8 billion at this point. And it was also on Periscope Films archived footage of a football game between Yale and Harvard in 1914. As it turns out, the name of the track is Epic Log by Joe Bagel. AHA Music identified it after I didn't want to download an app on my phone to do that. Apparently it doesn't seem to be in Content ID or anything like that, since in both videos nobody in the comments said what the name of the audio track was, and nor were there any music in this video notices in the descriptions of those two videos. And by the way, that notice is not, it doesn't automatically mean you have a copyright claim. It's just there essentially to prevent comments in which people ask what the name of the music you used was. I've gotten those kind of comments in the past, but I'm not really sure if I got them recently. Also, I decided today around 9 p.m. to film somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m., maybe late 8 p.m. to maybe early to mid 9 p.m. To at last film a room tour. Yeah, but I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet. Hopefully, I'll try to get around to doing that within the next few days. I have some more videos in the backlog too. It all looks pretty good. This seems to be the farthest my fellowship was able to get. On this fellowship adventures. I've had thoughts of quitting the fellowship I'm currently in order to join a more powerful one. Yeah, there's only 130 calories in this whole soup. Yeah, but it has quite a bit of sodium.